Welcome to yet another What I Eat in a Day. I actually have not been eating as much oatmeal lately, so this morning I was craving it. I made steel cut oats instead of regular oats, and I didn't only add water to it, I also added my homemade sesame milk. I will link a recipe in the description. Sesame seeds are naturally rich in calcium, and when you make homemade plant milk, you usually don't add any extra calcium, so that's why I think sesame seed milk is a good choice. It is a bit bitter on its own, but it's perfect in oatmeal. I also added some ground flax seeds and spices to the oats, cardamom for the flavor, and ground cloves for the antioxidants. In my bowl, I had just emptied a vitamin D and K capsule because I can't swallow them. I had some ground pumpkin seeds that I used in a recipe a few days earlier, and I just topped my oatmeal with it. I also added cinnamon. One time I forgot to add cinnamon and the oatmeal tasted so different and not as nice, so I really don't want to forget it. Then I added frozen wild blueberries or bilberries. They have more antioxidants than farmed blueberries or whatever you should call them. I decided to add some extra sesame milk as well. And I had a banana on the side, which is classic for me. Do you also have breakfasts that are like a staple for you because I don't know, they're comforting somehow? I also had a cup of green tea. For lunch, I had to prepare some quinoa to have with my leftovers. I've been eating a lot of quinoa lately. I know, it's just like sometimes you have periods where you eat something all the time. And I love quinoa. Anyway, I used to always add turmeric to my quinoa, but then I stopped and now I've started doing it again, just to add some extra healthy compounds like curcumin. Besides turmeric, I pretty much always add herb salt. I just think it gives a nicer flavor than just plain salt. And whenever I add turmeric, I always pair it with black pepper because it makes the curcumin more bioavailable. My leftovers this day were some roasted zucchini, bell pepper, and red onion. I eat this a lot during the summertime because if I'm going somewhere and there's a barbecue, this is what I have instead of meat, and it's so yummy. I also had some roasted chickpeas, and then I drizzled a tahini sauce on top. It's just tahini, lemon juice, garlic powder, salt, and some water. You've seen me make tahini sauces a lot of times. And yeah, this was truly such a good lunch. As a little snack, I had some Swedish chocolate ball dates, which are relatively healthy. I talked about them in another video. Flavored dates are so popular in Sweden, and yeah, pretty natural ingredients, so yeah. I don't eat them super often though, because I eat dried fruit in moderation. I also had a square of dark chocolate. I honestly need a daily dose of cacao. It's ridiculous, but it's true. For dinner, I made teriyaki chickpeas. This is not an authentic teriyaki sauce. I can write the measurements in the description. But I basically added soy sauce, not a lot because it's real high in salt and I honestly don't like the taste of it when it's too salty. And then I added grated ginger. I used chickpea flour instead of cornstarch because it gives kind of the same effect but with more protein than starch. I also added lemon juice and then some honey to balance out the flavors. But yeah, if you're vegan, you can do maple syrup instead. I was gonna make this with bok choy, bell pepper, broccoli, and scallions, but I was feeling a little bit bloated, and I don't tend to get bloated by bell peppers or broccoli, but when I'm already bloated, I avoid them. I think I was just bloated because I was stressed when I was eating my lunch, and stress is not good for your digestion. But I had bok choy, scallions, and garlic. I wanted carrots instead of the other stuff, but the carrots in my fridge had gone bad. So yeah, I sauteed this in some avocado oil until the leaves had wilted. Then I added a can of chickpeas, and I know, chickpeas again. I actually don't eat as much chickpeas as it looks like. I just happen to film on days when I eat chickpeas, I swear. And it was just a coincidence that I had chickpeas both for lunch and dinner. It's not intentional, okay? But yeah, I cooked them for a bit and then I added the sauce and let it incorporate into everything else. The reason why I wanted to make this dish was because I had some rice noodles that were taking up space in my pantry. I used them in a recipe I tried months ago, but rice noodles, like they're not something I ever eat. This was the second time in my life that I had them, I believe. So yeah, I just wanted to get rid of them so I could have more space in my pantry. But yeah, I just cooked them according to the package instructions. I sprinkled some sesame seeds on top, and this is actually a very calcium-rich meal because bok choy is rich in calcium, and as I mentioned earlier, so are sesame seeds, so that's good to know. This was very tasty, and this concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some meal inspiration. If you did, don't forget to click the like button to show support, and also subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this one.